Hey y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Season 4 Reunion Part 3. We are finally at the end of the road. I'm reviewing the uncensored version, of course, for y'all. Before I get into it, Part 3 was the cherry on top of a dynamic season. And this episode solidified for me that I don't want Monica to come back for Season 5. And I'm glad, that it was announced that she will not be coming back. She was put on pause or whatever. Like, first it was People Magazine that confirmed. Then it was Variety that actually got a statement from Andy Cohen. So, I don't know. I just don't see in any equation how Monica coming back to the show makes sense. Her being on maybe Ultimate Girls Trip makes sense. Maybe Traitors, that makes even more sense because she's a liar, a treacherous liar at that. Shout out to Phaedra Parks. But to be on this show, like with women you don't like the only reason she wanted to be on the show was just to be on the show. But I don't want to put the cart before the horse. Let's get into the episode. So the first reel we open with is the games that they always play that lead to arguments. Like, I remember saying in the early review that they need to just stop playing games. Of course, the majority of the reel, we have Lisa versus Monica. And once it goes off, Lisa tells Monica that you really need to learn how to argue better. And I actually agree with Lisa. All Monica does is like imitate her or call her old and ugly. It's not really smart read. She's just grabbing for low-hanging fruit. Meredith is obsessed with that damn butter. Now, I'm glad it's giving us a little, a comic relief break, but let's move on. We're now getting to Lisa about her makeup meltdown. Andy asks her when's the last time she's done her own makeup. She says 2019. Ever since then, she'll get a makeup artist for the grocery store. She has a makeup artist for every day. Hey, it ain't tricking if you got it. If you got the money to do that, more power to you. Mary interjects and says that's a major insecurity, Lisa. She even has the audacity to tell Lisa that that's not normal. Really? And if I was Lisa, I'd be like, oh, normal like marrying your step-grandfather. Got it. I would have shut her ass up. I still can't get over that. Mary Cosby telling somebody that something isn't normal. Girl, sit down. Andy then moves on to a messy question from Monica. He asks her, how long have you been practicing your Lisa Barlow impression? Lisa then says, since season 1. Monica, you're saying that you're not obsessed with Lisa Barlow, but you were obsessed being on this show. You're a fan. You are obsessed. She does the Lisa Barlow impression. I've never decided to do Lisa because doing Meredith Marks is just so much more interesting. Or even doing Whitney's voice. Whitney's voice is fun to do. Not Lisa Barlow. Not Lisa Barlow at all. With her Vita Tequila. I just never thought to do Lisa's voice. But I also love to do Angie K's voice because she sounds like Rosie the Robot. Whew. A lot of impressions on Salt Lake City, y'all. Anywho, Lisa and Monica are going back and forth now. Here we go with another split screen. I will say, though, Monica has mastered Lisa's voice. She sounds a lot like her. We then move on to some of the other ladies imitating each other, like Meredith doing Whitney, which is also surprisingly good. Damn, even Mary tried to get on imitating Whitney. I actually forgot to do Mary. You gotta be bug-eyed and be like, little girl, bobblehead. So then Andy asks Mary about her comments on Watch What Happens Live towards Heather, kind of like fat shaming her, saying that her Gucci corset doesn't come in a size 14. I mean, ever since Nene said they make them when you got the coin, then I believe that. And again, Mary has no business coming for anybody. And I just wish she was on the cast of ladies that know how to read. Mary says she didn't mean it that way. Bullshit. So before they finally let Mary go, Andy asks her, does she see herself coming around the group again? Basically, i.e., do you want to come back for season 5? She kind of gives a maybe and then says, I'm not with the whole push out. Whitney acts like she's afraid of me. Whitney clarifies and says, Mary, I'm actually just scared of disappointing you because I actually respect you. Ugh, Whitney, save it. I'd rather just one of these ladies stand 10 toes down and be like, you know what, Mary? Fuck you. Fuck you. That's what I really want to hear. Whitney, you're talking to a brick wall. You're trying to make sense of the nonsensical. Just let Mary leave the stage. Mary then tries to go down the line asking the women that she does like, are they afraid of her? And Meredith's like, well, we've had our spats off camera, but maybe I can give you guys some lessons on navigating Mary. So Meredith is basically the clown whisperer, and she knows how to navigate Mary's clownish antics and behavior. Got it. Oh, finally, that's the end of Mary's segment. We are now going to get into the reality Von T's tea and the black eye. So now we finally get into the Bermuda reel, like everything that happened, and then the epic finale, receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, fucking everything. And I got to hear this uncensored. Oh, so good. This is my second time listening to it.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, fucking everything to prove that you are a fucking bully and a fucking troll.
So after the reel, this is now Monica's time to tell her side of the story and basically come clean about everything. Will she? So she does admit that she is behind Reality Von T. She's one of however many people, but she says she didn't start the account, she didn't open the account. What does that matter? And then right after that, she admits that she posted on it. So this is when we get into the timeline of things. She says she was behind the account since 2021. The show was already on. She wasn't working for Jen Shah anymore. I want to know, when did she work for Jen Shah and when did she quit? Because, like, when did the stalking happen? Did the stalking happen before and then she became her assistant? Or, you know, after she became her assistant, she became disgruntled that her connection to the show was done, so she wanted to get back at her by reporting her to the authorities. Like, that's the thing. Like, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I don't think she reported Jen because she was scamming elderly people. I think she wanted to get back at her. I think she wanted to more so get on the show. I don't think she did it in the name of being a good Samaritan. So Monica is trying to say that the reason the page was started to expose Jen on how she was treating her employees. Fine. But then it turned into basically the Salt Lake City blog, and she said that it didn't really come for the other ladies, but the ladies say otherwise. Heather is saying that the account actually was reposting a lot of insults towards the ladies, like something that Jen said about Heather, called her a derogatory name, the T word rhymes with granny, also called her a manatee. Monica's like, I didn't post that. I think they said this later in the episode that that's just as bad. You're perpetuating those insults on your platform where more people can see it, and you're tagging these ladies under it. Andy then asks Heather, explain to me how this works. Heather's like, what, the internet? Yes, because why is Andy acting like he was born yesterday? You know how social media works. So as Andy's looking up Reality Von T's, Heather and Monica are going back and forth because Heather is mad at her for like reposting the insults about her. Monica's like, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. We're showing that Jen was saying this about you. Heather's like, thank you, Monica, for being a carrier of the insults. And I love what Heather told her. Like, you're not a hero in this, Monica, at all. And what she's doing right now, shout out to my friend Kenyatta, she was like, she's playing the victim, the villain, and vigilante at the same time. Like, girl, it's too much. And I don't understand how people are standing her still after this performance. Really? Because it gets worse. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So then Andy pulls up a post about Heather on Reality Von T's, and it says, y'all's grandma is still pretending she can get Black D, still looking for a brother to actually say yes to this. You are a part of a page that is posting stuff like this. Like, why would you expect these ladies to befriend you? She is a sociopath. In every response, Monica is saying, I didn't write that. I didn't write that. Monica, they're catching you in your lies. Like, when you tag somebody you know, it sends them a DM that you tagged them. And Heather, she actually shows like rows and rows of reality Vantees tagging her. Like, that's harassment, especially when you're showing them insults that people said about them. You clearly wanted their attention. And for you to do this all behind like a burner account, and then for you to like pretend to befriend these women, that is so weird. And I don't understand how people can't grasp that this cast don't want to be around her anymore. So now they're going back and forth on dates. Monica says she can name exact dates of the posts, and then she pulls out a burn book, like a la Mean Girls. The whole cast just groans. And me too, because how old are you, girl? You are not in your early 20s. You are a 40-year-old woman with 4 kids. 4 kids, and you have time to make a burn book? Really? She ain't got no job. Like, she is living off of child support checks from however many men she procreated with. Now, Andy's expression when he sees the burn book, he is very intrigued. And before we even get into it, the burn book was a major flop. So she hands Andy the burn book, and he's wondering, like the rest of us, like, what proof is this? All you did was just blow up copies of reality Vantees and what they posted? I thought you were talking about, I mean, remember at the end of the finale, y'all, she was just like, oh, there's much more to the story. No, like, there wasn't. Like, what's the tea? Like, what's the tea on everybody that you had? And you know what's terrible about this? Like, she's cavalier about the whole thing. She has not apologized to anybody for deceiving them. She had a chance to, like, redeem herself with this reunion, but she came in hot. She's like, fuck y'all, I got on the show. I'm first chair next to Andy. I saved this season. Y'all should be kissing my ass. Fuck y'all. Like, I ain't about to apologize to y'all. And you wonder why they don't want to film with you anymore. The fact of the matter is, Monica is the one that needs to show the most out of all these ladies. That's why I'm like, okay, don't bring her back. If season 5 fails without Monica, then it deserves to. Because if production has to bring on a broke, grifting, scamming ass sociopath to get views and people to watch, it's desperate. Monica even has Andy Cohen looking at her crazy. Like, oh, I did this on behalf of Jen. She was doing all this. He's like, do you really not see why these ladies are mad at you? Andy's trying to help you out, girl. He's trying to make sure you come back. But you keep being flippant with them and not apologizing. You're putting your own self on the island. You should have came to this reunion with your rat tail between your legs, apologizing. So then Lisa brings up a good point. Like, based on all the things you posted, you clearly don't like us. So why do you want to be around us? Why do you want to be our friend? So Andy thinks that's a valid question. So he asks Monica, do you want to be friends with them or you just want to be on the show? Monica's like, I think both things can be true. No, you just want to be on the show. Monica's giving her BS excuse, saying she genuinely feels bad. Heather calls her out. I don't think you do, but that's okay. Monica then has her temper tantrum. What is wrong with me wanting to be on this show? You don't think I belong here? No, you don't. You don't. You scammed your way on the show. You stalked these women. Women that you don't even fuck with or like. You just want to be on TV. So yes, Andy agrees that wanting to be on the show, it's not a crime. A lot of these housewives want to be on the show. There's a lot of people who would kill to be on the Housewives franchise. But Lisa points out the way you came on here. Like, you talked about all of them. Why didn't you just lead in before you met them, since you're so big and bad that you used to be reality Vantees? Ooh, okay, Lisa Barlow. You didn't lead with that. You got busted and you're trying to fucking cover your ass. Oh man, Lisa, stay on her neck. Monica's saying, I didn't get busted, but you did. And she knew that it was going to come out anyway. Okay, well, if you knew it was going to come out, how come you didn't lead with it? Andy literally just asked her that question. Now, this situation that was just brought up definitely had me looking at Monica sideways. Lisa calls Monica out about the time when she told her that, oh, when you were getting on your private jet to see Snoop Dogg, She tells her that the only way you've known that information is because you looked at Jen Shah's security surveillance. Now, we find out that Monica has been looking at all of Jen Shah's surveillance footage. And it was because she set it up and then she said that Jen told her to put it in her name. So she was actually spying on Jen's household. Isn't that a felony? Isn't that against the law? Ooh, they are going back and forth. They're backing Monica into a corner, and when they do, I mean, it's like clockwork. She just yells louder and hurls insults at them. Monica is clearly flustered right now, and she has the nerve to tell Lisa, do you hear yourself? Monica, do you hear yourself? So then we get to the Jen Shah stalking allegations. Monica says, I did not stalk Jen. I just drove around her house 2 or 3 times. They pull up the footage. They have about 20 videos of her going by Jen's houses. More than one house. Yes, Lisa, get her ass. You are a single mother with 4 kids. Why are you driving around Jen Shah's house? And working for Jen Shah for free at that. Just so she could get on TV. She is just like her mom. Oh my God. Andy asks her, well, what's your definition of stalking? And she says, well, when you're repeatedly doing things, like driving around Jen's house 2, 3 times, we got you on video 20 times? I sound like Teresa. You're engaged 19 times? Monica, they got you, girl. They got you. Let's move on. She was stalking Jen. That shady smile Andy got on his face, like she was just digging herself into a bigger hole. Girl, you sound stupid. The whole cast is laughing at her. She lost. I don't know how that's y'all queen. Like, she is flopping. That burn book didn't go anywhere. You getting caught in a myriad of lies. Get her, Lisa. I know y'all don't like her, but keep your foot on her scamming ass neck. And then they pull out the video of her rolling around Jen's house, whispering, okay, she's in the Range Rover. The lady's watering her flowers. Got her on video saying stakeout at Jen Shah's house. That is crazy. Like, what are your 4 kids doing at home right now while you're doing this for free? She was probably profiting, like trying to sell this to TMZ. She even refers to stalking in the video. I don't need to get a restraining order for stalking. Like, girl. They got the dates under the video all around 2021. Could you imagine and then infiltrating this group pretending like none of this happened? Y'all, girl is a weirdo. Andy asked her, why were you driving by her house? Heather's like, to get on the show, Andy. Monica then yells, this was about Jen. This was about Jen and catching her. Catching her do what? The FBI already caught her. It's getting worse. Now, Andy is foolish, but he's not dumb. You really told him that the FBI told you to drive around her house to catch her doing stuff and that she owed you money. What? Child, now she's saying they wanted her to catch Jen drinking and driving. I'm done. I'm done. It's lie after lie after lie. The lies. The lies. The whole cast is laughing and Monica is pressed. Monica ain't got nothing to say. You guys are assholes. You're the biggest asshole there, Toots. Andy got her back into a corner. So you're saying the FBI had all this evidence and then asked you, and then she retracts like, I didn't say that. I didn't say they asked. Can we roll back the tape? She literally just said the FBI asked her to go around Jen Shah's house. She said that. They got Monica pinned to the wall with her own lies. They're coming at her. She's now yelling, why are you guys defending Jen? Like, it's deflection. That's what she's doing. She's doing deflection because the manipulation ain't working now because no one feels sorry for you. So all she can do now is just deflect by saying, why are you defending a criminal? No, girl, we're talking about you and your actions. 2 things can be true. Andy then asked the other ladies, why do y'all care that she drove around Jen Shah's house? I mean, because it shows what you're capable of. I think she was stalking all of them. Like, she went by Heather's house. She went into Meredith's store. Like I said in the earlier review, they let this woman in their homes, around their kids, at their businesses, didn't know what her intentions were. And she keeps trying to pretend that she's a vigilante, trying to turn Jen over to the feds, when she really was doing it for selfish reasons so she could get on the show, possibly find fame. And it worked, and you got your little fame and stuff, and you look crazy, and you're not going to be back on this show. Maybe you'll be on some other shows. Good for you. But still, like, thankfully, she just was thirsty for fame and not to hurt any of these women. That is a liability. And I love how precise Heather is with it. She's breaking it down, like the capability of someone begging to be someone's friend, then work for them for free, and then install cameras in their house, surveillance footage, looking at them just so they can get on the show. This woman has 4 kids and she's doing all this. Also, it just came to me that I watched part 3. They didn't go back to when Monica was suing Heather and vice versa. Like, they didn't spend enough time on that for me. Heather is really nailing her point right now. She said this situation has ruined their housewife experience. And you told us that the worst thing about this job is the internet trolls and social media. And if you could provide a gap or be able to hold people accountable, then it would change the experience for the better. And maybe they'll be able to get higher caliber women to expose their lives. So Monica, you know, she catches that stray that Heather sent her way, and she's like, higher caliber women. So you're saying I don't belong here. You don't. Like, quit trying to throw out the class card. It's not working, scammer. After that, Lisa and Heather press Andy, saying that production knew about Monica all along. He says, no, they didn't. Then Heather's like, Monica said production knew. So Andy turns to Monica and says, who did you tell in production that? And she said, I said it during casting. A lie. Andy's like, if you told them that you were behind a burner account, they wouldn't have cast you. And then all Monica can say to that is, okay. I mean, Housewife Rule 101, never blame production. That is a big no-no. So I'm pretty sure that was one of the reasons why she got fired or put on break. So now they just move on to the Angie K Greek Mafia rumor. And it's basically Monica's word against Meredith. And I believe Meredith over Monica because she's a pathological liar. Andy then asked Meredith and Monica who said the rumor first on camera about Angie. Monica did. And then he has to let Monica know, well, when you do that, when you say it on camera, that means you're just perpetuating the rumor. It doesn't matter if you started it or not. And y'all notice that pattern, like she was the one that did that with the gay rumor at the beginning of the season. They're going at it again. It is Monica versus Angie K. She's yelling at her. Angie K is saying, you don't have a business. She's saying, you wrap these little swabs with dog hair on it and sell it. Andy has now completely lost control of this argument. They are yelling at each other. Monica's trying to come for the fact that Angie's on the end of the couch. She's like, well, of course you're next to Andy because no one likes you. You're a bitch and you're in the hot seat. Then calls her a lowbrow rat from the sewer. Then Monica conniving ass, who always loves to throw that little race car she has and the class car. She was like, brown rat? Angie's like, brow, brow. And everyone on the couch knew what she was trying to do. She said, low brow girl, you tried it. Like Monica, she's grasping for straws right now. They are reading her into the ground. She has nothing. Like, all she can do is cuss their ass out. You're disgusting. You're gross. You're old. You're ugly. Or, you know, she'll mock them or imitate their voice. That's all she does. Poor Andy. He looks over it. But that's your job, sir. Deal with it. So now we finally move on to the black eye situation. We have 20 minutes left in the reunion, and the rest of it is dedicated to that. So Heather is admitting that Jen gave her the black eye. She said she don't know how she got it, but she know Jen gave it to her. And she just said, don't worry about it. I'm going to cover it up. She said the reason she did this was because she was scared. And I believe her. Like, Heather has gone through trauma in this friendship. I've been saying this from jump. Y'all can go back to my earlier reviews. I always said that I think Heather has Stockholm Syndrome when it comes to Jen Shah. Heather has always been that girl that wanted to be accepted, especially by the popular girls. Like, she finally had Jen's friendship. She wanted to hold on to it by any means necessary. And that's why she wanted to be Lisa Barlow's friend. And she finally is. Like, her and Whitney were fighting over Lisa's friendship. I will say, though, that Heather has evolved over the years, so I'll give her some credit. I believe her when she said she was scared of Jen. So after Heather says that, Andy says, well, we have some footage from San Diego. This is the camera that was in their living room before, I think Meredith came in. At the time, Jen and Heather both said they were discussing a different topic. Heather now claims that this footage shows them discussing the black eye. I guess at that point, Heather really didn't want to make matters worse for Jen, but we all knew at the end of the day that Jen gave her the black eye. So I still don't find this a big deal. I find it a big deal that she finally admitted it. So after Heather explains this footage, before Andy could ask her a question, she says she's sorry to him, she's sorry to the network, the cast, the audience. Andy then calls her out for lying on her book tour about it, but the most serious one is when she blamed producers, saying that they edited it out because of like some legal matter or clause. Then he really lays into Heather for that one. Like I said, you blaming production is a big no-no. Andy then asks her this same grace that you're asking for. Do you think it's fair that Monica deserves the same grace? And she says she can't answer the question. She says she can only speak for herself. She says she came clean. Andy's still pressing her about the production thing. She's saying that it was interpreted as a joke. It wasn't an accusation. So I know a lot of people are comparing what Heather did. Like, how is that not different from what Monica did? I think what Monica did was way more deceitful. It had way more victims involved. And I think all the ladies have right to be mad at her. Like, what Heather did about the black eye, I mean, she was the only victim in that. Yeah, I just don't consider it the same. And that's just my opinion. Y'all can disagree. Heather then gives a hefty monologue about being Jen's friend through the years, how Jen never cared about her, being a fake friend. Then she parallels that to being betrayed by Monica and like the deceitful acts, the toxicity, how she deflected, how she took no type of accountability. So after that, Andy asks Monica, what does she think about what Heather said about the black eye experience? Here you go, Monica, trying to get her emotional manipulation, like, trying to get sympathy. She says that she can relate with Heather with that trauma of being physical. And also Angie K. Lisa kind of interrupts again because, Lisa's a narcissist. She's like, what about me? Like, she almost beat me up on the van, which, they almost did come to blows, yes. Then Whitney brings up how Jen put her fingers in her face. I do remember that. But anywho, Monica's trying to say now that I'm guessing, without saying it, that Jen abused her too, like physically. I didn't really believe that, did y'all? If Jen Shah hit Monica, we would have been knew that. She probably would have reported her to the cops. Like, no. Like, she didn't hold that in. Like, she did not hold it in like Heather. She even said that I was more loud with it than you were. I don't know. I don't believe a word coming out of her mouth. I'm sorry. But Monica, though, surprisingly says that she understands why Heather did what she did. So then Andy asked the other women what they think after hearing Heather's explanation for the black eye, withholding that information. And they all collectively agree that they understand where she's coming from. I feel vindicated because Whitney verbatim says that she thought Heather is really dealing with Stockholm Syndrome. I've been saying that. Wow, Jen Shah had these ladies shook, like just afraid. Like, I don't know. I guess they were just really intimidated by her. Why are you intimidated by a fraud, a criminal? And well, she was a criminal, so yeah. We didn't know what she was capable of. Oh, okay, I mean, I get it. Once they found out that she was definitely going to jail, I thought the fear would have subsided. But it looks like they're still scared of her, even though she's behind bars. Whew. So y'all, after that, I think we can finally put the black eye to rest. Finally. So then seeing how the whole cast saw where Heather's coming from, Andy pivots to Monica and then asks the group, Can they forgive her or just move on as a group? Heather starts first. She's like, after today, it was made clear that, she was fine with what she did. She didn't apologize. That's what I was saying. Like, if she would have came there apologetic and accountable, owned something, maybe the ladies would have showed a little bit of grace. But no, I don't blame them. And then they go down the line from Whitney to Meredith. And I know they had to suck for Monica to hear because it was just rejection, rejection, rejection. Like, of course she wasn't coming back to this show. Andy then asked them, what does Monica have to say for y'all to get past it? They immediately say nothing. I hear that. I mean, her behavior for these 3 parts told me how she felt. She gave all these ladies her ass to kiss. So I'm not surprised. The type of stunt Monica pulled is one you can only pull once. And that's it. So then Andy turns to Monica and asks her, is there anything else you want to say? Get off your chest. Speak your mind now. She says no. What happened to all that energy at the end of the finale when you had so much more to say? I feel like at this point, she was just completely defeated. She was backed into a corner. She's exposed as the liar that she is. She didn't have nothing else left. Whew, so after that, y'all, we could just speed right through the bullshit. So Andy then asked all the ladies what was their warm and fuzzy and cold and prickly down the line. I mean, it's pretty obvious what it was for everyone. And then they get a bunch of dark and stormy drinks. They all toast. Monica, I mean, she only toasts Andy. I mean, it's kind of awkward that Monica's participating in a toast. But yeah, that is where the episode ends, y'all. Oh, what a season. I think we all do need a break from Salt Lake City. I am very intrigued how the show moves forward without Monica. And they start filming in, I want to say, 2 weeks. And I saw Watch What Happens Live afterward. Heather, her work done settled and everything. She looks good. She looks real good. I wouldn't be surprised next season she found a man. The only thing I will say about Heather, I do think it's sus though that she's using the same hairstylist. But she said, according to her, that because she came clean and everything, and Heather's only like one of her clients. I mean, I don't know. But some people are saying Heather and production knew like before they even started filming. But it's whatever. It was a good season at the end of the day. I'm not about to stress myself out trying to wonder did they know or not. They delivered a good season, a dynamic season finale, one of the best finales in Housewives franchise history, period. The reunion, I would say, I'll give it like a B+. A-. I just feel like Monica she really flopped this reunion, especially part 3. The burn book was a chop. Her performance was a chop. What reading did she do? All I saw was Lisa and Angie with their foots on her neck. She's an iconic grifter and scammer. She'll be the best one-season wonder of all time. Anyway, y'all, I have a flight to catch in about 5 to 6 hours, so hopefully I can get this out for y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow would be Thursday. If not, I tried. Please let me know what you thought of this reunion overall, this season. Are you still Team Monica after seeing part 3? Please let me know. With that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.